You will study hard for exams. You will study hard for exams. Welcome back, everybody. So this video, we're going to briefly discuss the notion of hypnosis as a possible influence on our consciousness. So I just want to explore some general questions under this umbrella. The first is, who can be hypnotized? And the answer is not everybody. Researchers basically argue that there's a special personality trait that brings about an increased likelihood of being hypnotized. And so if we think back to an earlier module, the one on personality, we covered the big 5 personality traits, the 5-factor model: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. That first one in particular, openness, is the one that matters. People who are open to new experiences, who are willing to try new things, who are very willing to take suggestions from a hypnotherapist, these are the types of people who are willing to let themselves go, if you will, and be hypnotized. On the other hand, people who are a little more dogmatic or a little closed off might not be open to the elements involved in hypnosis. Furthermore, there are 2 other important questions that, in terms of myths and rumors, that have to be dispelled. The first is that research suggests hypnosis cannot be used to recall forgotten information. So if somebody had a repressed memory from their childhood, most researchers argue that hypnosis is not going to allow that person to delve into their memory and retrieve lost information. In addition, the research also suggests that you cannot use hypnosis to get somebody to do something against their will. So you can't get somebody to commit a crime for you. You can't hypnotize somebody to get them to take your psychology exam, if you will. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. The major benefit, according to actual empirical evidence, seems to relate to pain relief. So let's take an experiment, for example. In one study, researchers divided people into 2 groups, and one of the groups received hypnosis. And in their hypnosis, they were told to completely ignore pain. The other group was just a comparison group. They were not hypnotized. Both groups, individuals were asked to put their hand in a bucket of freezing cold ice water. And what they found was that the group that was hypnotized could keep their hand in the bucket of ice water for significantly longer amounts of time, thus suggesting that there is some altered state of consciousness at work here. There's even evidence in the realm of giving birth. Women have given birth with no medication, just hypnosis. There is, a little further, there's even a subgroup of the population that can go under the knife. They can receive surgery with no anesthesia, just hypnosis. And that's a really interesting example, arguing that hypnosis really does bring about an altered state of consciousness. But consider the debate. There's a debate in psychology about whether or not hypnosis is real or not. So specifically, on one hand, you have people arguing that hypnosis is not bringing about any change in consciousness in terms of brain wave activity or brain, function differences. These people argue that hypnosis is similar to what an actor does. The actor is really immersing him or herself in their part. They're playing a role. And so if somebody tells me to ignore pain, I act like somebody who is, not capable of feeling pain. It's not as though I'm actually experiencing different brain waves or altered awareness. It's simply kind of like an actor, playing the role of a good subject. But then on the other hand, research on pain relief really suggests that what's going on here is dissociation. That, for example, the part of my brain that is capable of registering pain becomes separated or dissociated from the other parts of my brain that bring about conscious awareness. So there is still this debate in psychology, and we'll probably not settle this debate anytime soon because there's really good evidence on both sides. So for now, I'll leave it to you. Do you think hypnosis is a real thing?